The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine. Russian forces continue employing makeshift pontoon bridges at the Chonhar and Henichesk border crossings between southern Ukraine and occupied Crimea, according to a British intelligence report. Both permanent bridges were damaged by precision Ukrainian strikes earlier this month. The pontoon bridges likely cannot fully support the flow of heavy vehicles transporting ammunition and weapons to the front lines. This choke point forces some Russian convoys to take a long detour through Armyansk in northern Crimea, further straining Russia's already overstretched logistics network in the south. The reliance on diversionary routes and temporary crossings highlights the vulnerabilities in Russia's supply lines. Ukraine's demonstrated ability to precisely target key transport infrastructure could continue to hinder Moscow's military capabilities in the region. The Air Force Command of Ukraine Armed Forces update. Russia launched a wave of up to 20 Iranian-made Shahed-136 and Shahed-131 kamikaze drones to Ukraine overnight. The drones were fired from the Primorsko-Akhtarsk region of Russia and Chauda in occupied Crimea. In a coordinated response, Ukraine's Air Force and air defense units intercepted and neutralized 11 of the incoming drones, including 9 downed over Odessa and 2 over Zaporizhzhia. This marks the latest attempted Russian drone attack using the Iranian-supplied loitering munitions. Russia will likely continue attempting to overcome Ukrainian defenses through these attritional tactics. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Wagner Group financier Yevgeny Prigozhin and founder Dmitry Utkin were reportedly killed when Russian forces shot down an aircraft carrying senior Wagner commanders over Tver Oblast. According to Russian aviation officials, all passengers on the flight died, including Prigozhin, Utkin, and several other high-ranking Wagner figures. The aircraft, an Embraer Legacy 600 jet registered to Wagner, abruptly stopped transmitting flight data while flying over Tver Oblast northwest of Moscow on August 23. Leaked footage appears to show a Russian surface-to-air missile striking the jet. An insider source claimed S-300 missiles downed the aircraft. The incident demonstrates the deep dysfunction of Russia's military apparatus. Rather than coordinating to avoid fratricide, Russian forces apparently targeted and destroyed an aircraft carrying leaders of Wagner, an organization that has become critical to Moscow's flailing war effort in Ukraine. Wagner's decentralized structure may allow it to weather the leadership loss, but the deaths of Prigozhin and Utkin, if confirmed, would deal a major reputational and organizational blow to the mercenary group. The incident also further reveals the tensions and lack of clear command and control between Russian regular forces and irregular groups like Wagner. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. The assassination of Wagner Group leadership likely represents the Kremlin decisively moving to curb Wagner's autonomy and ability to challenge Moscow's authority. The killing of Wagner head Prigozhin and other top officials follows months of tension between the group and Russian military leadership. President Putin likely directly ordered the strike on Prigozhin's aircraft, aiming to publicly reassert dominance after humiliating rebel activity by Wagner forces in June. The elimination of specific Wagner figures may deter others from opposing Putin in military command. Moscow appears to be shifting blame for the assassinations away from Putin and the military in an effort to avoid culpability. The ultimate responsibility remains unclear. In western Zaporizhzhia, further Ukrainian gains around Robotyne are widening the breach of Russian defensive lines, threatening second-line positions. This illustrates Russia's continued inability to halt Ukrainian advances. Ukraine likely struck a Russian S-400 system in Crimea on August 23, demonstrating persistent capability to threaten high-value targets in occupied areas. Fighting continues along major frontline areas like Kupiansk, Svatov, Crimea, and around key cities, though Russia made no confirmed gains on August 23, further indicating loss of initiative.